Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com.
You all right over there?
Just making sure you're up.
Wake up, everybody. 2-1 your final in Utah. The Utah Hockey Club with an OT win over the Bruins. Bruins had a 1-0 lead late in the third period. Utah ties it. And, the story of the game, just sloppiness by the Boston Bruins. 22 giveaways, season high.
I didn't like the game. I didn't. You had a golden opportunity against the team. Yes, they're excited to be back home after only having played opening night there. Remember, they played the Blackhawks, and that was a big deal. They'd been gone for 4 games, and now they're coming back home. But this is a team that's depleted on the back end. This was a game that you go into. You never take anything for granted in the league. But this is a game you should win, Barry. They should win. And the Bruins, value of the puck, their thought process with some of their plays, the penalties near. They've now been shorthanded 29 times in this young season in 6 games. 29 times. You know what? They get a point, but it doesn't, for me at least, I won't speak for you, it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. And we said at least halfway through the game, or maybe even toward the end of the first, this is very winnable. You can just feel like, just get a couple here and this thing will be over. They allowed Utah to hang around. The power play, again, was not very effective, 0 for 3. I thought there was too many passengers tonight. I didn't think the Bruins' top lines were all that effective. I thought Pasta, who had the bad penalty, I thought he really struggled. Only 2 shots on goal. I thought the Kesselring line was effective again. Yeah. And Swayman had to come up big and
Too big.
Again, too many big saves for you.
You mentioned the David Pastrnak penalty that sent Utah to the power play in that overtime period. You thought the Bruins were going to be able to escape, but here's the initial.
Yeah, and the thing that really, of course, makes this a bad penalty, Billy, it's in the offensive zone. Yeah. Right? It's not even in a crucial scoring spot. It's a flat-out trip. There's nothing you can do about it, right? It's a trip, and now you go into overtime shorthanded.
Yeah, and you're at the end of the power play for Utah. That they've actually, you'll see here, they did a pretty good job on the kill. They, nobody in front of Swayman on that one, so he can see the shot. Sergachev clearly. The Bruins working and daring Sergachev to pretty much shoot the whole time. And if he's looking for the sides, and then they get to the puck, Isidoro gets it out here. But even though technically we'll see the goal again coming up here from Kesselring, isn't a power play goal. Adam, Barry, this is a power play goal. Yeah. So Cooley brings skates to him over in the side. Everybody's going to turn. They're going to look at him, and Kesselring comes in. Don't forget, Kesselring had rang one off the post much earlier in the game with a heavy shot. Kid who played a couple of years at Northeastern, known for being a nice two-way defenseman, good offensive instincts. It's a nice sauce, though, right there over to Kesselring, and he snipes it. Absolutely snipes. You're just putting too much pressure on a 4-on-3 on your team. Even though Pastrnak gets out of the box here, he's not in the play, Gary.
No, it's a 4-on-3, even though you're even strength, right? Down in that zone. A great pass by Cooley and a good shot. And that's 2 defensemen for Utah scoring goals. But Swayman had a great game, especially the latter part of that second and into the third, keeping the Bruins in the hockey game.
Yeah, your point about is beautiful about being in the O-zone makes it worse. There was also nothing to the play.
Not dangerous.
Not dangerous to the play. You could sweep check, you could come up. He turns and he gets him with his skates. And he's an honest player. Remember last year when he got called out by Montgomery? He said, "I get it. I get it." He has to look at that and say, "That's not a good penalty to take right there."
So that was the game-winning goal. Game-tying goal came at the 14:51 mark of the third period. Bruins had some good shifts leading up to the game-tying goal.
They did.
But at the end of the day, Vladislav Kolyachonok with his first goal of the season.
Well, it was a beautiful play. Finished by Kolyachonok, and also give credit to the Utah team on the breakout. Everything was really well, read, and Kolyachonok this isn't by chance that he's up in the play. The first look to the play, Barry, showed their breakout play, and then he takes the wide seam, and the long kind of, backhand shot not from distance, Brandon, you know what I mean, doesn't get it too close to the net, allows him the elevation right there, and that it's almost impossible for the goalie to stop.
Yeah, it looked like a set play in the sense that he's coming up the left side, and the Bruins, because it took so long to develop, with the speed, the defenseman got caught standing still at the blue line. And that allowed the defenseman to jump in from Utah and make a great move. What great hands from the backhand upstairs.
Darn right it was.
Yeah.
Both goals from defensemen tonight. Meanwhile, Jeremy Swayman, we talked about him. He was the best player for the Bruins. No question.
Yeah, he was. And especially he had to be again because of the penalties that Billy talked about again against too many. And especially the latter part of that second period where he really you could feel the ice kind of being tilted. Here's one he gets he gets out, cuts down that angle, does a good job on. But the Bruins defensively, the Bruins in their own end, again, Billy, I think they're having that problem where they keep having too many men jumping to the outside. They're getting outnumbered down low in front because they're getting 2 or 3 guys chasing the puck carrier.
There's a time to be ultra aggressive in your own zone, right?
But there's times not to.
And there's a time not to. And, the Bruins do such a good job traditionally of layering up and creating blockage. You got to climb through them, so to speak, to get to the front. I feel like it's the second read that isn't quick enough. And if you don't, if you're going to be the second guy in the read, Barry, to your point, you get in there right away. Look at the speed right here from Cooley. I mean, that's hard for anybody. That's just, Lindholm's a good skating defenseman. But I'm with you. At times it seems like the reads seem to be just a bit off, and a bit off at the NHL is big off, right? I mean, that's just a big potential time gap right there. But Swayman was by far their best player, most consistent player in this one. What was it, 33 shots? I think for Utah.
That was the
he had
total.
30 saves, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just not. I know they did some decent things at times in this game, but overall, you say 33. And again, this is a team that doesn't have 2 of their top 4 defensemen out there.
And also coming back home after an 11-day road trip, sometimes that first game can be rough.
It can be rough, but I think for these guys, because of the excitement, they basically had they had that one game at home. It was a welcome party. It was a lot of fun. Now they're going back for a couple, and they're like, I think they were excited as all heck.
And the Bruins, the Bruins are coming in town, Original 6, one of the top teams in the league, and a lot of Bruins fans in the building, which created a really good atmosphere.
Yeah, a lot of excitement.
Yeah, it really is.
As they pull out.
It's a lot different than Arizona.
Yeah,
okay.
The Mullet Arena. You can say goodbye to that for good. Bruins fall short in Utah. And again, 22 giveaways. Jim Montgomery not happy with Brad Marchand on one of his giveaways. Kyler Yamamoto, who thought he tied it at the time. It was a good challenge by the Bruins. They were successful there. We'll hear what he had to say to Andy Brickley after the break. Bruins Overtime Live is presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com.